skyline in front of us, a look at Citizens Bank Park here in Philadelphia. Today, it's the second of this three-game series between the Atlanta Braves and the Philadelphia Phillies. Should see some great battles out of these two next on the show. Cliff Lee out of the state of Arkansas is on the hill here. EK, what do you got?
Well, guys, something to look for when runners get on base. He has not been good this year. Guys are hitting over 300 against him. He's going to have to change that if he hopes to get a win here in this one.
Jeff Mathis is into the ball game here as he takes over behind the plate.
Now catching, number 8, Jeff Mathis.
Eric Young Jr. makes his way to the plate, and we are ready for some daytime baseball.
For Atlanta, center fielder, Eric Young Jr.
And the first pitch of the afternoon is taken for ball one as we get underway in Philadelphia. Eric, these Phillies, as they begin play here today, they come in looking to make it 2 in a row as they were winners last time out.
And it's been a little bit of a rocky start to the homestand. Just one win to show for their first 4 games. I think it starts with the pitching. They've got to get a good performance out of this starter if they want to turn around their fortune.
And he's looking for 3 right out of the gates today. Oh, and he misses the stop sign there as he heads for the plate. And what an open to this one. An inside the park home run to start the ball game.
Yeah, and you can sort of sense this one coming. I mean, once this thing hits off the wall and they have a little bit of trouble out there with it, he decides he's just going to keep right on going. And he winds up scoring on the inside the park home run.
Steve Lombardozzi will take his first cuts now, and after the leadoff home run to start the ball game, does the game plan change at all from a pitching perspective?
Well, I think it's a little bit more of a shock to the system than anything else. You're just not expecting that leadoff guy to be the guy that takes it deep.
Fastball too high to start him out here, 1-0. And there are the umpires assigned to this one. Calling balls and strikes is Mr. Carl Dixon.
Well, Matt, I think Dixon has sometimes been thought of as a hitter's umpire. The book on him is that he can be a little bit tight on the edges of the strike zone. We'll see if that's the case.
That one will get out of play, and the count evens up at 1-1. Fastball close, but he didn't get it. 2-1. Grounded up the first baseline. Ruff is there, and he'll take this to the bag of 3 unassisted for the first out. And now here's the starting 9 for the visiting Atlanta Braves. Steve, what are they going to have to do to force a rubber match in this series?
This team has to be a small ball team. They're dead last in home runs. They're not hitting the ball out of the yard. They've got to find other ways to score. So work the count, get some walks, hit line drives and gappers, and that's how you win.
Freddie Freeman will stand in, and perhaps unsurprisingly, the numbers tell us he's a much better hitter versus right-handers than he is against lefties. And he tries to hold back on the swing, but I think it would have been ruled a strike anyway. It's 0-1.
And these guys already have 1 home run here in the inning, and now you get to the real power guys here. So you need to be careful.
Lee's ready. Here it is on 0-1. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2.
And on 0-2, I'd be shocked to see another fastball in the strike zone.
Good job of holding up on the low ball there, and it's 1-2. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
He's hoping to just run that heater by him. So he's ramped up the velocity here in the last 2 pitches.
Bases are empty, 1 man out. And he's getting his money's worth up there now. It's full 3-2.
So many times pitchers will get ahead and they'll start to mess around, and the next thing you know, it's a full count like it is here.
Good job to spoil that one away, and he stays alive. Just hung in there on that one. And that misses for ball 4.
Batting fourth, right fielder,
Nick Markakis will get his first opportunity now. 14 home runs to his credit so far this year. First delivery to him on the way. Hit on the ground down the first baseline. Oh, and forget the double play. It's under his glove. The throw to third, but too late, and he's safe at third.
You could see him just basically jumping at that first pitch. He pulls it into right field for a solid base hit.
Here's the catcher, Deoner Navarro, as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1.
Now here's a spot with a run home already. That looks nice on the scoreboard. But if you could put up a 2 or even a 3 spot here in the first, that could really go a long way against a guy like this.
He's set. Here's the 0-1. Pulls this one in the air out to left. Jordan moves over. Makes the catch, but the runner from third breaks for home. And it's a sac fly and an RBI. It's now a 2-0 game.
And against a guy like this, wow, you'll take any run you can get. So that was a good job of manufacturing the run here.
Andrelton Simmons will stand in. He comes off an 0 for 4 in last night's ball game.
Well, it seems like it's going from bad to worse. He had a bad day yesterday, and he's hitting under 200 in his last 10.
First pitch fastball off the plate there, and it's ball 1. High and deep to right center field. Back goes Bautista. Gone! So it's a 2-run shot to right center. 8th home run on the season for him. And the Braves add on. It's 4-0.
And early on here, he's having real trouble locating his pitches. I mean, this is another pitch that's biting off way too much of the plate. And they've roughed him up for 2 home runs already, and we're not out of the first yet.
Here's Michael Saunders now.
the left fielder, number 25.
As he'll take a look at a high strike that time. It's 0-1.
Feels like he's kind of relied a little too much on that fastball.
And it's gotten him into trouble. I think guys have just gone up there looking for it, and usually they wind up getting it.
0-1 count, and the pitch. Hit well again. Down the right field line. But that'll be off the right field wall. And he's able to hustle his way up to second as he'll reach here with a 2-base hit.
Batting 8th. Second base.
Boy, that's now 3 extra base hits he's coughed up here in the first inning. And a lot of times that doesn't bode all that well for him sticking around late into a ball game. So he's going to need to turn things around right now, or he might be looking at a real short outing.
Standing in now, Alberto Callaspo, as he'll take a look at ball 1. And now you've got a base open here with the pitcher on deck. Is this a workaround situation?
I think absolutely. With 2 outs here, no sense in giving this guy anything to hit if you can pitch to the pitcher instead.
And he won't bite at that one either. It's 2-0.
Yeah, he's got an open base here. Looks like he's going to use it.
There's a swing and a high pop-up. Ruff is there for it. Makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. So they nearly bat around here as 8 men come to the plate, and they push across 4 runs. We'll move on to the bottom half of inning number 1. It's the Braves 4 and the Phillies nothing. Julio Teheran is on the mound for game 2. What do we need to know here, EK?
Well, Matty, not the type of year that he envisioned. He's got 15 losses this season. Trying to put a halt to that total here in this one.
Ben Revere comes to the plate to lead things off here in the bottom half of the first.
Leading off for the Phillies, the center fielder, number 11, Ben Revere.
Outside with the fastball, that's 1-0. Eric, these Braves as they begin here this afternoon. It was another loss last time out, and this portion of the schedule has not done them any favors as they've dropped 5 of their last 7.
Yeah, and they dropped the opener of the series and of the road trip last time out. I thought they came out a little flat, but still plenty of time to turn that around though.
And he lays off for a ball, 2-1. Swing and a ball chopped foul right at home plate. Even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And this will miss down low in the dirt, so he's worked it full now at 3-2.
He tried to get him to bite on that pitch, but it was way out of the zone there. It didn't even tempt him. Now he'll need to make a much better pitch here on a 3-2 count.
Fly ball out toward left center field. Saunders on the move. He gets to it and makes the catch for the first out. A moment now to check out the hometown Phil's starting lineup. Who stands out to you, EK?
Well, I'm always excited when I get to see Adrian Beltre do his thing. He enters the day among the leaders in the AL and runs batted in, and he's just a huge part of this lineup. Seems like when he goes, they go. We'll see if that's the case again in this one.
First pitch on its way. And the 34-year-old veteran looks at a called strike. It's 0-1.
And that's about where he'll sit with that fastball. 93, 94. That's plenty hard enough to blow it by guys when you need to.
Hit sharply on the ground to the left. And just past his outstretched glove into left. A base hit.
And on the mound, here's where you got to keep pitching like it's a one-run game. You never want to get in that relaxed mode where you think, I've got some cushion. I can afford to give up some hits. Well, that'll spell disaster.
Maikel Franco will get his first opportunity here. Currently leading the league in 2 of the 3 Triple Crown categories.
What a great season, but in order to win the Triple Crown, he's going to need some help from his teammates getting on base. He's in the top 5 in RBIs, but not leading that category.
Now a fastball a bit too low here. It's ball 1. High pop-up. Quillaspo settles under it near second, and he makes the catch for the second out. And with that, let's check out the top of the scorecard and see how the Braves align themselves defensively. It's brought to us by Majestic. Any thoughts, Eric?
Well, Matty, the last place you want to hit it, to the shortstop, or actually anywhere between second and third base. That's how much range he has out there at this position. Very aggressive player, makes a lot of great defensive plays.
Brandon Jordan will stride in as he's running out of time now if he wants to make a late push for that home run crown. And he'll take strike one on the fastball, registering at 93 that time.
Well, you know, you hear it all the time because it's true. First pitch strikes are so important. It really changes the complexion of the at-bat for not only the pitcher but the hitter as well, especially when you've got a good hitter up there.
Chop foul over towards the coaching box. A runner on first with 2 away. Protecting on 0-2, so we'll do it again. Looking to put him away. Here's the 0-2. Out in front of that one, but he stays alive and 0-2. Lays off that time, and it's 1-2.
Maybe a good opportunity here to show him a changeup, give him a different look.
Fastball here misses low, and it's back to even now at 2-2.
You can see where they want to go to try and get him out. A lot of pitches in on the hands in this sequence. They don't want him to be able to extend.
Throw over to first, and he'll get dirty, but he's back in safely. Good battle here. This will be the 7th pitch coming up. Pitch swung on and hit in the air toward the line and right. In there, a base hit. So now they'll have 2 men in scoring position following the 2-out double.
Pretty fortunate he was able to keep this ball fair. This is pretty close down the line. You see it winding up, one hopping the wall down there, and that allows him to cruise into second with 2 bases.
Jose Bautista will stride in as he's running out of time now if he wants to make a late push for that home run crown. Trying to escape unscathed here in the first. And that misses inside 1-0.
Well, that's a pretty good spot to try and lock him up inside, but you know, he can turn on that location if that's out over the plate.
And the fastball hitting 93 on the gun. It's 1-1. And he'll fall behind now to 1-2. Runners at second and third with 2 gone. And here's a ball hit in the air. After it is Saunders. And the 2-out threat will not come to pass as the inning is over. Phillies leave a couple. They trail here 4-0. Julio Teheran makes his way to the plate. He'll get us started here in the top of the second.
Well, guys, they jumped out to that big lead early on in this game, but you really can't get comfortable. You have to keep putting pressure on.
And the first pitch of the inning here misses down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Sent on the ground out to second. Throw to first will be in time, and there's one gone here to start the second. With a moment now, let's take a look at how the Phillies will set up on D. It's brought to us by Majestic. EK, what do you got?
Well, guys, remember, this manager has not jumped on board with all the defensive shifts. Still that old school mentality, plays guys straight up, so we'll see how that impacts this game.
Eric Young Jr. Remember, he led off the ball game with that inside the park home run.
And it was a nice at-bat, too, Matty. He looked really, really comfortable up there.
Hit hard on the ground towards second. Zobrist is there. In time to first, and there are two away.
Third baseman number 24, Steve Lombardozzi.
Steve Lombardozzi stands in. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out. Lee looks in. Here's the first pitch. Chopped foul right at home plate. It's strike one. And a pitch in the dirt as he lays off. It's 1-1. A lot of balls down in the zone in the last inning or so.
And I think that's in response to getting bit by those 2 home run balls. He might be a little leery of challenging guys right now, and I don't blame him. Keep it down there.
From the windup, the 1-1 pitch. High and deep to straightaway right. Bautista looks up. Gone! A solo shot here to straightaway right field. And the Braves have now opened up a 5-0 lead.
Well, this place has a reputation as being a launching pad, and it ain't hard to see why. That's already 3 balls that have left the yard so far, and I would doubt sincerely that'll be the last.
Here's the first baseman, Freddie Freeman.
Freddie Freeman.
As he swings at the first pitch and lifts a fly ball out to left field. Jordan is under it, and he makes the catch for out number 3. Braves able to tack on another courtesy of the solo shot. On to the bottom of inning number 2. It's the Braves 5 and the Phillies nothing. Adrian Beltre strides into the box now to lead off the home half of the second inning.
Well, you know, they've fallen behind by quite a bit in the early going here, so they need a good inning here to get them back in the game.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. And he'll miss the target away with the fastball. It's 1-0. And a good heater as he just watches this baby. A ball and a strike.
And, you know, I think it's going to be important that when guys get their pitches, they take advantage. There it looked like he was taken all the way, and he may not get another pitch that catches that much of the plate.
No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike.
And this is where a guy who's been around a long time knows, hey, we're not going to make up the difference with just one swing. It's going to take base runners. So that's a good job of being really patient at the plate.
And that's upstairs, running the count to 3-1.
And they know full well the threat that this guy poses. So even down 3-1, I can't imagine he's going to get anything that he can drive right here.
And the count will be full. And he reaches for one out of the zone and misses rather badly for the first out.
And if he could have been just a little more patient there, he would have had a leadoff walk. Instead, chases it out of the zone here and winds up costing him.
Stepping in now, Jeff Mathis. As he'll go after the first pitch to him and comes up empty. It's strike one. Here's a guy who could use a 3 for 4. He's got that batting average still down in the 190s. 3 homers and 8 runs batted in. Oh, and he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike 2.
And this is what you like to see, especially coming off of a loss in his last start. These first couple innings, he's coming right after guys.
Slider. Ooh, thought he had him, but it's 1-2.
Oh, classic strikeout pitch there on 0-2. It's one he loves going to, but great recognition there at the plate to lay off.
The 1-2 pitch. Still 1-2 as he fouls it away. 1 out, nobody on. And another foul ball. A ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Just staying alive, putting together a really good at-bat here. And that's going to be high. 2-2 now.
Just like the guy he faced before this, another long at-bat here. He's had to make 13 pitches just to these last 2 hitters.
Keeps fighting him off. The 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. And they're working the outer half here, but that one's wide for ball 3.
And you know what, guys? This is a big league battle going on right now. Neither guy wanting to back down. No sign of weakness on either side.
And he finally wins the battle as this is swung on and missed for the 2nd out.
Right over the top here with the 4-seam fastball. Good drive through the release. Just threw it right by him at the letters.
Into the box now, Darren Ruff. As he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike 1. He'll check in with an average still south of 230. 17 home runs to go along with 52 RBIs. 2 out, nobody on. Big swing and a miss at the fastball, and he's behind in the count 0-2.
And he's really going to have to fight now. You got to take a little bit out of your swing and find a way to put this ball in play.
Tried to get him to go after one below the knees, but it's 1-2.
On 0-2, if that's a curveball, a changeup, a sinker, then maybe you get a guy to chase. But it's much easier to lay off a pitch down there when it's a straight fastball.
And it's to 2-2 now with the bases empty and 2 gone here in the inning.
And the hope was that he would have chased one of those pitches, but now on 2-2, I don't think you fool around anymore.
And this misses, so that'll fill the count at 3-2.
Still looking for that final pitch to get him out of this inning. But he's seen the count move now from 0-2 all the way to 3-2.
Liner toward right center. A leap, but he can't bring it down. Base hit.
Well, you've got a big lead out there on the mound, so on 3-2, it's challenge time. He comes with the good fastball here, but this ball gets turned around for a solid single. That's all right, though. Better that than walking.
Into the box now, Cliff Lee. He'll get to take his first cuts here. Chop foul at the plate, strike 1. The 0-1 delivery. Now a big looping curveball in there for strike 2. The early hit total, about what you'd expect in a score line such as this. A pause and the 0-2. And he missed with it. It's 1-2.
A good high fastball. Maybe something to try and change the eye level there. Now, I might anticipate another slider down in the zone. maybe even in the dirt.
And he lays off the fastball away, so it's 2-2 now.
Boy, that's pretty good patience out there out of a pitcher who's acting like a hitter, especially with 2 outs.
Now a ball hit in the air, but in play perhaps down the line. And he will get there to make the running play, and that will end the inning. We'll see Nick Markakis when we come back. It's the Braves 5 and the Phillies nothing. The city's founder William Penn seen there at Top City Hall here in Philadelphia as we welcome you back to baseball on the show. And here is Nick Markakis now. He'll lead things off as they look to perhaps build on an already sizable lead.
These guys have swung the bat extremely well in this one. They have to be careful, though, about getting comfortable. Still have to make every at-bat count.
And a strike to even the count. 1-1. 1-2 now as that one's fouled off. Lee gets the sign, looking to put him away here on a ball and 2 strikes. High in the air out to center field. 1 away here to begin the 3rd.
Boy, that's the kind of play where you take your hat off and you wipe the sweat off your brow, even if it's cold outside. This guy's getting hammered right now. He better figure out something quick.
Striding into the box, Deoner Navarro earned himself an RBI with a sac fly his last time at the plate. And that's dead center for strike 1.
And you kind of wonder if he's learned anything out there. There's another pitch right down the middle, and I think he's lucky that that one didn't get hit a long way.
Good arm action on the circle change, swung on and missed. 0-2.
Well, I just don't think he was expecting that one, and it was the perfect time to just take a little off.
That misses. 1-2.
Not a real good 0-2 there. You don't necessarily want it in the zone, but you do want to at least give him something to think about.
Curveball, or maybe even the circle change there. 2-2 regardless. 4 pitches. Fast, slow, fast, slow. EK, you thinking fastball here?
It seems to fit the pattern, but you better not get too predictable out there. Guys will catch on quick.
And he tries to get him to reach for it, but it stays outside. 3-2. Waiting next is Andrelton Simmons. Right side, hit hard. A dive, but he can't get it. It's through into the outfield.
And another hard hit ball off of him right there. That's not the first one he's allowed so far. As you take a look at his line, not too much to write home about right there. This has not been one of his better performances at all.
Andrelton Simmons will try things again. He hit that 2-run homer his first time.
Well, that was a fastball that he hit then, so we'll see if they go after him with hard stuff again.
First offering on its way. A fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1. 1-0. Now some action in the Phillies bullpen as a right-hander begins to crank it up out there. He's ready. Here's the 1-0. High fly ball out to straightaway center. After it is Revere. 2 gone.
Whoa, and as a pitcher, you'll hold your breath anytime a ball's hit in the air at this place. But luckily, he got under this ball a little bit too much, and that runner has to retreat back to first base.
Stepping in, Michael Saunders. He'll try to follow up the double in his last at-bat with another big hit right here.
Boy, he had a great at-bat last time up, and he'll look for another pitch he can drive right here.
Hit down the line at first, but a foul ball here, 0-1.
Nope.
Here's one that misses high. It's 1-1. One pitch is a circle change. It hits the target, 1-2. Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. One left for Atlanta, but they hold a 5-0 lead. Ben Revere will try it again. He flied out to start the home first.
Yeah, but it's still a pretty good leadoff at bat because he made him throw a lot of pitches.
Into the seats, 0-1. Into the windup, here comes the 0-1. And that's a called strike at the letters, though that looked high from here. It's 0-2 now.
Well, he's been in a tough stretch offensively, and this sure ain't gonna help.
Drilled to the left side, and that is through into left, and an 0-2 mistake here results in a leadoff single. So he's on base here to kick off their half of the third as we take a look at the league leaderboard in hits.
Yeah, Matt, there he is. Second place in the National League here in the closing weeks. And I'll tell you, it almost looks like BP when he steps up to the plate. Putting together another nice performance in this one, too.
Ben Zobrist is the batter. Got a base hit in his first trip. Before the first pitch, a check at first. And the runner back.
Why not? Make him get dirty.
Here's the first pitch to him. Watches a fastball right there for strike one. Seemed to quicken his delivery to the plate on that last pitch.
Well, you got to remember the slide step does two things for you. It gets the catcher the ball quicker so he can throw a guy out, or it will hold the runner on first so he doesn't steal it all.
Ready with the 0-1. Pitch out. Nothing doing. He's set. Here comes the 1-1. Oh, double play ball to second. 4, 6, 3, and they turn the double play.
Well, you kind of thought maybe he'd be running over there at first base. He had a few pitches to think about it and kind of time the move. But by not going, he winds up getting taken off the bases entirely here on the double play.
Michael Franco will come on now, and no sooner did it look like they may have something started than the double play took it all away.
And that's especially tough when you figure the part of the lineup they're in. These are the guys you want to have hitting with runners on base.
Into the windup and the pitch. And a high strike there, 0-1. Seems like he's gotten away with more than a few location mistakes so far.
Yeah, and that's not going to last forever, especially in this place.
The 0-1 pitch. That misses wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hit hard to short. That's through for a base hit, and he's 1 for 2 now.
Yeah, that's a 2-out hit here in the 3rd inning. Maybe just a little something to get this guy out of his early comfort zone and put him into the stretch.
Brandon Jordan walks into the box, reached base with a double his first time up.
And that came after a long battle at the plate. And he was able to stay patient and finally got a pitch that he could drive.
Sends that one out of play for strike 1. 2 out with the man at first. Before the 0-1, he'll check on first. And a dive, but he's back.
Got a pretty good lead right there.
Comes set with the 0-1. And he misses with it, 1-1.
Oh, he wanted that one. Probably should have got it, too.
Here's the 1-1 delivery. Starts to go around here, but it doesn't matter. This is strike 2 anyway. Set to deal on a ball and 2 strikes. A little late on the fastball, but he's able to spoil that one off, and he'll get another chance. Oh, high, deep. That is a moonshot, folks. A long home run. So a 2-run homer down the line in left. Number 36 on the year for him. And it's now a 5-2 game.
When you have a hitter down in the count like that, you got to bury him or at least get him to chase something out of the zone. That pitch is way too hittable, and he pays for it. Just an enormous mistake, and now he's so upset with himself.
Here comes the right fielder, Jose Bautista. As he'll swing here and lift the fly ball out to right center. Calling for it, Markakis. And that retires the side. But the fighting strike for a pair, both coming on this 2-run home run. We played 3 full. It's now 5-2. Alberto Callaspo is ready here as we begin the top of the 4th.
And they jumped out to that early lead, so now it's all about just adding on.
Lee steps into his windup. First pitch on the way. And that one's in on the hands to start the inning. It's ball 1.
And this is a really important inning for him right here. Your guys go out there and get you a couple runs. You want to throw up a 0, come back in, and see if they can't get you some more.
And here's the ball lifted high into foul ground down the right field line. Bautista is over near the stands as he makes the catch for the first out.
And now all of a sudden on the mound, this has gone from a wasted start to he's got some important innings to pitch here. This is back to being a ball game, so you could make up for those early struggles with a 1-2-3 here.
Settling in now, Julio Teheran. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time. First pitch coming, here it is. And there's a fastball from Lee to start him out. It's 0-1.
Well, one of the reasons he's not pitching well is because he's only thrown a first pitch strike about 50% of the time. That's not a good enough percentage to get ahead of hitters.
Both teams with 6 hits so far. Oh, can't spot the cutter any better than that. 0-2 now. swing, and he pops him up over toward foul territory. And he'll stay with it to put it away as they get their man here for the second out.
Yeah, you know, it's not always easy to pick up the baseball in one of these bright, sunny days. But he shades his eyes well, and he puts this one away for the second out.
Eric Young Jr. strides into the box now. Launched one over the wall back in the opening frame. Lays off 1-0.
And that's where, if I'm pitching, I just pour a fastball in there. You got to figure he'd be taking to give his pitcher a second or two to get himself together over in the dugout.
The windup and the 1-0 pitch. That evens it up 1-1. Ready to deal. Here's the 1-1. Inside and low, 2-1. He's fallen behind now, 3-1. Steve Lombardozzi would be next if they can keep this inning alive. And he looks at ball 4 now, so he's aboard, and you always have to worry about the threat of the steal when he's on base.
And I may not know a whole lot about pitching, but what I do know is this is not the guy you want to be putting on base with a walk. That definitely puts the stolen base in order now with 2 away.
Steve Lombardozzi will dig in now, hoping to perhaps make him pay for the 2-out walk.
Yeah, nothing going on earlier in this inning, but a chance to make some noise right here. Those kind of walks often seem to come back and bite guys somehow.
And another snap throw to the bag, keeping particularly close tabs on him.
Must think something's up.
And a pitch out, nothing doing though, and that's ball 1. Ready with the 1-0 pitch. Back to the mound and off his leg. Unable to recover. He's safe at first, and now the attention turns back to the guy on the mound. And he'll try to get back now, but it's not going to work. The throw hangs him out to dry, and that'll end the inning. Adrian Beltre is set to lead us off in the home half of the 4th inning.
And right here is an important time for them to climb back into this one. They definitely want to even this one up sooner rather than later.
And this pitch is taken on the inner half for strike 1. And here's a curveball in the dirt that time for a ball. 1-1. Navarro the sign, the 1-1. Ripped on the ground to first. And he'll take this to the bag. 3 unassisted for the first out.
The catcher, number 8, Jeff Mathis.
Jeff Mathis is into the box. He was a strikeout victim in his first try.
Yep, they sent him packing last time, so maybe they have a pretty good idea of how to attack him again right here.
He'll start him with a fastball down and in for a ball. 1-0. Tap fouled at home plate. Fourth inning here, already a 5-2 score. And this one runs a little too far in, ball 2. Oh, and not an easy pitch to lay off of, but he did somehow, and he's got it to 3-1.
And he's got a little bit of work to do now to avoid that first walk.
And he misses, ball 4.
First baseman, number 21, Darren.
Into the box, Darren Ruff. He reached on a single in his first try. Swing and a line drive. Foul. And there's ball 1.
Well, that's a good thing that pitch was above the strike zone, because a few inches lower and that ball's right in his wheelhouse.
That nibbled the corner there, but missed. 2-1. 2 runs, 6 hits, and no errors on the ledger for the Phillies to this point. That's going to even up the count at 2-2. Good eye to lay off the slider there, and he works it to full 3-2 here.
Now the question, do you send the guy on 3-2 with 1 out? You figure you're going to get something around the plate.
And he misses again here. It's ball 4. And that's back-to-back walks here with 1 away.
Now there are 2 ways you can go here as a pitching coach. So he's got to make a judgment call out there. He knows what buttons to press with each of his pitchers. Some guys you've got to reassure and be very positive with. Other guys, they respond better when you go out and challenge them. Really got to read them the riot act.
Wilson Ramos has moved into the on-deck circle now, so that means the end for Cliff Lee.
Wilson Ramos.
And a slider's in the dirt as he lays off it for a ball.
Well, not really how you want to start the next guy after a walk. That pitch isn't even close.
Here comes the 1-0. Started to go around, but it's ruled strike 1 anyway. Now a swing and a ground ball, but a foul ball. 1-2 now. Fought off at the plate, and we'll do it again. Now a fastball taken outside here as it moves it to 2-2 now. Where do you go from here?
I think he's set up for something off speed. If you can put that changeup below his knees, you won't come within a foot of it.
Taken high and deep to right. Back goes Markakis. He gets there and makes the play for the second out of the inning. And he'll take those extra 90 feet, so put runners at the corners now with 2 gone in the inning.
A little bit of a risk there with 2 away. You don't want to run yourself into a double play to end the inning, but he's able to make it up there, and that puts runners on the corners now with 2 outs.
Ben Revere gets a shot here with 2 on and 2 out here in the 4th.
And a big 2-out at-bat right here. You know, it's still early in this game, but you don't want to have to look back on this as a major missed opportunity later on.
92 splits the plate, and it's strike 1. Liner towards second. A leaping try, but it's out of his reach and into the outfield. In to score is the runner from third. It's now a 5-3 ball game.
Now you can pretty clearly see he's starting to make some mistakes in location, and they're jumping on him. Here, this is out over the plate, and he doesn't miss it. Lines it for an RBI single.
Here's Ben Zobrist now, as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball 1. The 1-0 delivery. Grounder hit hard down the first baseline. And a reach, but it's by him as he couldn't quite get to that ball. The run scores from second. It's now a 5-4 ball game.
Now batting, shortstop.
So striding in, Maikel Franco, as he's got a chance to tie this ball game up with that equalizing run just 90 feet away at third. Now it looks like the Braves are going to get a lefty up and throwing in their bullpen. First pitch fastball off the plate there, and it's ball 1. And he'll try to hold back the swing, but he'll do so unsuccessfully as that's ruled a strike. And the pitch bounces off his glove, and that could be a run. And it is a run.
This is always a danger with a runner on third. It looked like the slider there, but he just overcooked it, and it's going to allow that runner to come in and score.
And a breaking ball in the dirt that time for a ball. Seems like they're showing a lot of faith in this guy, leaving him out there.
And I think you appreciate that as a pitcher, but sometimes when you don't have it, you don't have it. Looks like this is going to be one of those times.
On a gift of a swing there, it's 3-2 now.
And this is a guy who will not get cheated up there, and he almost came out of his shoes on that one.
Good swing on a tough pitch, and he'll stick around to see another one. Has to be thinking strikeout here. Still hanging with him. Another good swing to keep it going. Boy, not close again. His third walk of the inning as that misses for ball 4.
And for as hot as this guy's been recently, this is a no-brainer. Take the bat out of his hands any chance you get.
Brandon Jordan will step in now with 3 home in the inning and another 2 men out there on base.
This inning's really starting to unravel quickly from a defensive point of view. This is where you need a nice pop-up in a big way.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Here's a slider to start things out, looked at for ball 1. You see anything mechanically that leaps out at you about what might be going wrong?
I just kind of think he's overthinking things out there. You hear catchers talk about telling pitchers to trust their stuff, and I think right now he's just not trusting his stuff.
That one's going to find the seats. Strike one. And no complaint about that one. That's a strike, and it's 1-2.
You can bet they'd love to have him get out of this without having to call in that bullpen just yet.
3 runs already home here. Now a 58-foot curveball that misses for a ball.
All right, now you've just seen 2 straight breaking pitches miss away. So as a hitter, you're going to eliminate that pitch. No way does he throw it a third time.
Here's the pitch on 2-2. Just out in front of that one, still 2-2. A full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. EK, where are you going now on 3-2?
I still got to work a corner. Not just going to throw it right down the middle and grab a strike. Can't be a giveaway pitch.
Making him sweat out there. The 7th pitch coming up. And he misses again. Ball 4. And that's back-to-back guys now that have reached base via the base on balls.
Remember, this guy homered off him earlier in the ball game, so he may be a little gun-shy this time around. Understandable.
Bill Mims is going to come on and make an appearance here, though I suspect even he couldn't have predicted he'd be taking over in just the 4th inning. Jose Bautista steps into the box here in one of the bigger spots in the ballgame so far. Bases juiced now with 2 away.
Yeah, and this is one of those make-or-break moments in a ballgame, Matt. You don't want to let an opportunity like this in the middle innings get away from you.
That's yanked into the stands. Strike 1. Now a fastball here, not close, and it's 1-1 now.
Very tempting up there, but that's also a pitch that a lot of guys will pop up. So that's a nice job of laying off.
Hot shot to third. Scooped up. Throw on to second for the force, and the side is retired. So they do get 3 that inning. That's the good news. The bad news is they leave 3 men on base. We played 4 full, and we are all tied 5-5. Chad Billingsley is going to take over here in inning number 5, as it's going to be up to their bullpen to try and keep them in the game here. With Eric Harris and Steve Lyons, Matt Vasgersian with you as Freddie Freeman settles in to start out the inning for Atlanta. And he gets ahead here with the fastball. Strike 1. In front of the changeup, and he can't keep it fair. 2 strikes on him now. Here's the 0-2. Again, he sends it out of play. The next 0-2 misses, and that'll move it to 1-2 now. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Ball 3. 3-2 now.
Yeah, he had him in good position here. 0-2 to start the inning. He just can't seem to finish him off.
Inside as he nearly got him, and it's ball 4.
And in a tie ball game, you don't want to be giving these guys free base runners to start the inning. He's going to need to bounce back from that pronto.
Nick Markakis will dig in now. A single and a fly out for him in 2 trips thus far.
And you know, I think he's had a good approach in each of his first 2 at-bats. He seems to be seeing the ball well and putting some decent swings on it.
And he takes a cold strike. 0-1. Here's one that misses high. It's 1-1. One and one. Here it is. Foul right at the plate. The count moves now to 1-2. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Smoked on the ground left side. And that'll just sneak past his outstretched arm. A base hit.
Now after the big inning your ball club just put together, you can't let them respond with a big inning of their own. But here they are with 2 on now and trying to answer right back.
Deoner Navarro digs in, coming off a single in his last at-bat. First pitch fastball in on the fists for ball 1. And another one misses here as they fall behind Navarro 2-0.
He's still got a couple pitches to deal with right here, but he's starting to lose command of his pitches. You got to take a step back, take a deep breath, and get back in the zone.
Over the outside half, and it's 2-1. Unable to get the bat around in time, and the count evens at 2-2. Both teams with 8 hits in this one. Slapped hard the opposite way, but gloved by the third baseman for the out. It's fair to say that early on, at least, the runs have come in bunches here this afternoon. A high-scoring affair thus far, and we're only in the 5th inning. Andrelton Simmons strides into the box now. Launched one over the wall back in the opening frame. Called a strike on the outer half. 0-1. Five runs, 8 hits, and no errors so far for Atlanta. Chopped foul right at home plate. Hoping to keep it tied. Here it comes. Not a bad pitch there with 2 strikes, but it misses 1-2.
Still now on 1-2, you don't have to make the perfect pitch out there. The count is still well in your favor on the mound.
Breaking pitch, and this bounces in front of the catcher. Full count now. 3-2. In danger now of a second walk out of the bullpen.
Not exactly providing relief. He's got to find it here somehow.
Count is full. Here's the pitch. And he misses with it. Ball 4. So that'll load the bases. And now he's really going to need to get a ground ball.
That is just a great at-bat right there. Anytime you go from down 0-2 in the count to working out a walk, well, let me tell you, that ain't easy to do. And that's all about having a really good feel for the strike zone.
Digging in now, Michael Saunders. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up.
And this is a big-time strikeout situation right here, so they're going to be shooting for the same result, no doubt about it.
Now this is on the ground to first. We'll see if they can get 2. One there, on to first, but not in time as he's in there ahead of the throw.
Well, I'm a little surprised that he wouldn't come home with this ball. That's always going to be a tough turn at second for the double play, and you know you're only going to get 1, so why not take the lead runner at home to save yourself a run?
Alberto Callaspo digs in, and we'll see what he can do here with 2 on and 2 out here in the 5th.
Yeah, a couple of ducks on the pond out there looking to make that trip home. This is a big 2-out AB right here, guys.
And he just gets a piece there as this is chopped foul. That's in there, and he's deep in the hole now, 0-2.
Boy, things are going from bad to worse so far. He's looking completely lost up there.
Can't get him to chase. It's 1-2.
Just did manage to catch that one with the last 2 inches of his glove. That could have been trouble.
Looking to keep this a 1-run game. Late making contact on that swing, and we'll do it again on 1-2. Scorched to third. But that finds its way through for a base hit. And the runner from third crosses the plate. Now a 7-5 game.
And this is what you need if you're going to build a winning ball club. You've got to have those support guys down in the order, and he comes through with an important 2-out RBI.
Chris Johnson will get the call here as he'll hit for the pitcher.
Number 23, Chris Johnson.
And here's a fastball called for strike 1.
Yeah, even with 2 on and 2 away, this is not a guy that's going to back down out there. He comes right after him with a fastball, and he gets ahead.
Here's the 0-1. Line drive to left. And that's in there. Base hit. And they'll put the brakes on that runner at third, and that means the bases are loaded now with 2 away.
And this is something they've worked on in the batting cage, taking some of the movement out of his swing. Much more compact now, and he's seeing some definite results.
Eric Young Jr. stands in, the 8th batter of the inning now with the bases loaded and 2 away.
Yeah, you know, and this could get ugly in a hurry. Or pretty, I guess, depending on which dugout you're sitting in.
And there's the fastball Billingsley has that we've heard so much about. Good for strike 1.
Yeah, definitely taken all the way. Not a bad idea with the bases loaded.
Drilled on the ground to short. And that's through into left, a base hit. 1 run scores. And the run is in to score from second. That makes it a 9-5 ball game.
Well, this is a spot where you're asking your leadoff hitter to be an RBI guy, and he does the job here, driving home 2 on the RBI single.
Steve Lombardozzi steps in and perhaps looking to drive another one out of the park just like he did in the second. Behind on that one, now behind in the count, 0-1. Here it comes. Off-speed pitch in the dirt as he takes it for a ball. Would you say he's not really finishing his pitches at this point?
That's a good way to put it. It looks like he's aiming a little too much, and that's not working for him.
Ready with the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball. That's in the dirt as he takes a ball.
And this is a guy that needs to throw that curveball for strikes.
Yeah, when he doesn't have command on it, that's when he has to lean on his fastball. And sometimes that'll get him in trouble.
Hit sharply on the ground to the left. Beltre has it. Throw to second for the force out, and the side is retired. 9 men come to the plate. 4 score. Home half of the 5th coming up. The Braves lead it 9-5. Chase Simmons is going to take over here in inning number 5, as it's going to be up to their bullpen to try and keep them in the game here.
Simmons.
Adrian Beltre will dig in for the 3rd time now. He struck out and bounced out in his first 2 trips.
Adrian Beltre.
Just off the outside, and it's 1-0. And wow, a very high strike, but a strike nonetheless, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, there's a good one right there, right over the top. And just fire that thing in there.
And he takes ball 2, and it's 2-1. Here it is. He's fallen behind now, 3-1. And that misses. Ball 4 now. It's a leadoff walk to get the home half of the 5th underway.
And that's what I'd call an intelligent at-bat right there. It's good knowledge of the strike zone, and more importantly, of how the home plate umpire calls the strike zone. Got himself a leadoff walk.
Now in the box, Jeff Mathis. He scored after reaching on a walk in his first at-bat. And so now the Braves will get both a left-hander and a right-hander up and throwing in the bullpen. And a fastball's in there for strike 1.
And after a walk, I think there's a little anger behind that fastball.
Tries to shave the corner with that pitch, but it's 1-1. Good late break to the slider. 87 on the gun there. It's 1-2. High strikes, probably not on the docket for places he wants to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's no secret. You've got to keep the ball down against a team like this. If you go up every once in a while with a fastball, you'll be fine, but you're not going to last too long if you make a habit of working up there with your secondary pitches.
As you can see right here, his timing just seems to be off a little bit at the plate right now. And you know what? That can happen during the course of the season. You're not always going to have your good swing. And he's the kind of guy that's got a lot of moving parts in that swing. So maybe he's at the point now in the season where he might need just a little time off so he can get back to the basics.
In now, Darren Ruff, as he will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike.
That thing's coming in there hot. 96 miles an hour.
On its way, the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on the slider, and he's quickly behind 0-2.
Now, he's probably lucky he didn't make contact on that one.
Can't quite get around in time to keep it fair, and it remains 0-2. Oh, and 2, here it comes. Way outside. 1-2.
He showed him that slider running away 2 times in a row. Now might be a good time to call on that 2-seamer running in.
A ball and 2 strikes. Here it is. Smoke toward the hole, and that's through for another base hit. He'll make it 2 for 2 in this one, and that runner will go no further than second, as there are 2 aboard now.
And from his perspective on the mound, I think that's exactly where he wanted to throw that pitch. You can see it's tailing down and out of the strike zone, but he just sticks his bat out there and winds up taking it the other way.
Drew Scott.
And he catches the inside corner for a called strike. 0-1.
And this is a big spot right here. You've got to get something out of this, even if it's just a run or 2.
The 0-1 on its way. Heading out towards shallow right. Markakis is there, makes the play, and there are 2 gone now. And no tag at second. He'll head back there with 2 away now.
Yeah, that's just a good pitch right there. That's a 2-seam fastball working its way back inside, and he's probably fortunate he didn't break his bat. He winds up getting this one right down there on the label, and he's retired.
Here's Ben Revere, as he'll look at a fastball too high for ball 1. Two down, runners at first and second. Can't sit back long enough, and the count evens up at 1-1. Here's the 1-1. That's in there on the outer half. 1-2 now. Hard hit ball to second. Underhanded flip. On to second for the force out, and the side is retired. Phillies leave a couple. They could use a good cup of ambition. It's 9-5. Ryan Webb will get the call here as he'll start the 6th inning on the mound.
Number 59, Ryan Webb.
Freddie Freeman will stand in, one of the few guys not to join the hit parade so far.
Yeah, guys, he's got to be feeling a little bit like that dog that gets left out in the rain while the rest of the family's inside by the fire. I guess he's just not seeing what everyone else is.
And that's in there for strike 1.
Yeah, the best way to neutralize this guy's power, just keep putting pitches right there.
Down and away, ball 1. This is line to left, and a base hit, so the leadoff man is on to begin the inning.
It's been a game of offense so far, so no surprise the leadoff man's on base again. So let's see what we've got in store for us this time around.
Nick Markakis digs in. He reached on a single and would later wind up scoring in his last at-bat. Runner goes for second. And that's grounded foul past a former video game motion capture star, Bo Porter, in that third base coaching box. 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. Hit to short. Franco has it. Zobrist back to first, and Markakis bounces into a double play.
The catcher, number 30, Navarro.
Navarro digs in now after lining out in his last try.
Yeah, he put a good swing on it last time, so we'll see if he can make one fall here.
Fastball that gets the inside corner, strike one. Grounded up the first baseline, but this will wind up a foul ball, strike two. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Strike 3 called, and the inning is over. Braves go down quietly as they can't add to their 9-5 lead. Jim Johnson will come on now as he'll start out the bottom of the 6th.
Number 53, Jim Johnson.
Leading off the inning, Ben Zobrist, and they'll need him to get something going here. Now some action in the Braves bullpen as they'll stand up a right-hander to get loose. First pitch here misses wide, 1-0. That'll be a souvenir, and the count will move to 1-1. And they'll go off speed here as this pitch misses. It's 2-1. Pretty clear the plan is to keep everything away.
And that's smart for most guys, but you got to know your scouting report because this is a guy that can cover the outside part of the plate.
And he misses low here, so the count goes to 3-1. One thing that man right there will not tolerate, leadoff walks.
Especially right out of the bullpen. This might be a quick outing if that happens.
And look out. That's in very tight, and it's ball 4.
When you're down by a handful of runs, a leadoff walk is a definite blessing. If nothing else, it's a good first step towards trying to get back in this ball game.
Maikel Franco steps in, working on a 1-for-2 game so far. He's ready. Here's the first offering. And he'll power in a fastball that time at 94 for strike 1.
All right, leadoff man on first. Here's where you got to start clawing your way back into this ball game. It's not too late, but it needs to start happening soon.
Ready with the 0-1 pitch. Now about a 58-foot breaking pitch that he wisely lays off here.
Well, you know, if there's anybody in this lineup capable of getting a rally started, this is the guy right here.
Nobody out, runner on first. Now a ball swung on and heading for the stands in right, and that'll move the count to 1-2 now. Did a good job to shorten up and protect the plate, and he'll have another shot at it here. Now a ball grounded to short. This could be 2. On to Freeman, a double play.
Well, if you want to go by the numbers, somewhere around 37% of leadoff walks come around to score. Now, EK, I know you didn't know that. But that won't be an issue here as he bounces right back and he gets himself the double play.
Brandon Jordan will stride in, but first we take you back to the third as you take another look here at his two-run homer that had him rolling early on. And he lays off a pitch in there for the first strike.
Oh, and you wonder if maybe he decided beforehand just to take a pitch up there first. Too bad for him because that thing was right down Broadway.
And that's inside off the plate with the fastball. It's 1-1.
A lot of righty pitchers will throw that two-seamer to right-handed hitters. Make sure that pitch gets inside instead of staying out over the plate. That one ran just a little too much to catch the corner.
High and wide. 2 balls and a strike. Now a swing and a ball popped high in the air over toward foul ground. Freeman has got it, and the side is retired. So they go quietly here in this half inning. 7th inning coming up. Atlanta leads it 9-5. Welcome back to Citizens Bank Park here in Philadelphia. 7th inning straight ahead with the Braves leading this one, but before we get it started, let's take a look there at the game summary to this point. Andrelton Simmons will stand in here, but before he does, let's take you back to the very first inning. This was a 2-run home run right out of the gate that really got these guys off to a fast start. Belted high and deep into right center. Revere going back at the track, but he can't get it as it's off the wall. Around second, he'll try for third, and a wide throw as this one gets by him at the bag.
Well, he wasn't too far away from home run number 2 in the ball game. This thing is tagged pretty good, and you'll see it's going to hit off the wall out there, and in the end, he'll make it all the way up to third. Have a game.
Here's Michael Saunders now as he lays off a fastball too low for ball 1. The set and the 1-0 pitch. That's wide, 2-0.
That high fastball is definitely a pitch guys will pop up, and that's what he's looking for on the mound. So that's good restraint to hold back and not swing.
The 2-0 on the way. 3-0 now. Alberto Callaspo is on deck. And he gets this fastball over, back to 3-1 now.
And at the plate, he might have been told, look, you're taken until you get a strike. Not a bad idea.
Swung on and chopped toward the hole. Barehanded on the hop. Got him.
Woo, no problem. Well, a nice job right here to cash in following that leadoff triple. Infield's back, so he just makes sure to get one on the ground, and that's an easy RBI.
Alberto Callaspo digs in with 1 run in and 1 gone in the inning. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And he starts the number 8 hitter with a strike. 0-1.
Oh, man, if you're a pitching coach, you might want to update your resume after this performance. His guys have been brutal.
Bases are empty, 1 man out. A little bouncer. Throw gets him. 2 down.
Now batting, pitcher, Jim Johnson.
Will Nieves will grab a bat and hit for the pitcher here.
Number 52, Will Nieves.
A fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1. 1-0.
I think that's consistent with how the strike zone gets called nowadays. You know, that's a strike in the rule book, but most umpires won't give you that pitch anymore.
1-0 count. Here it is. Fouled straight back. Line towards center field. A screaming base hit here, his first of the night.
It wasn't just that he was getting fastballs there. He was getting hittable fastballs. This catches a ton of the plate, and he turns it around for a solid single.
Here's Eric Young Jr. now. As he takes a called strike on the black, it's 0-1. Fastball, and he's quickly in the hole. 0-2.
Well, no taking now. He's going to have to swing the bat.
A runner on first with 2 away. Swing and a liner, but this will be a foul ball. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. Chop foul at the plate, and he stays alive, still 0-2. Good waist pitch, 1-2. Started to go. They'll look for the appeal down to third and ring him up, says the third base umpire. He's gone. Braves get a couple of hits here in plate 1. Bottom of the 7th now. Get up and stretch here in Philly. It's the Braves 10 and the Phillies 5. Jason Grilli will get the ball now as he'll take over on the mound to start the home 7th.
Jason Grilli.
Leading off the inning, Jose Bautista, and they'll need him to get something going here.
And so far in this ballgame, he hasn't even been on base yet, so we'll see if he can make an adjustment here.
There's a good fastball on the outside corner as he'll take a look at strike 1. Here's a high pop-up. Lombardozzi is in his tracks now. 1 gone.
The third baseman.
Wow, that's got to be a frustrating at-bat right there because you feel like you're all over a pitch, and then maybe your mechanics break down just a little bit. You get underneath it, and it just becomes a harmless pop-up.
Adrian Beltre stands in, reached on a walk in his last trip. Here comes the first pitch. Righty against righty as this is taken for a ball. It's 1-0. Here it comes, 1-0. Hit the other way out toward right field. On the move is Markakis. He's got it, and there are 2 down now.
Now batting, catcher, Jeff Mathis.
Jeff Mathis will stand in here. 0 for 2 with a run scored so far. He's set. Here it comes. And he takes ball 1. Grounded back up the middle. Simmons has it. And that will conclude matters here in the 7th. 3 up, 3 down for Philadelphia. They've got some work to do. It's 10-5. Now the skipper's on his way out toward the home plate area, and I believe that means we're going to have a double switch here. Lewis Coleman will be summoned from the bullpen now, as he'll take over to start inning number 8.
And batting in the 6th spot, number 31, Lewis.
Steve Lombardozzi will stand in here hoping to duplicate what he did back in the 2nd inning, as we flash you back to take another look at his solo home run that helped get this offense rolling. Fastball in there for a called strike.
And we all know that this guy doesn't really have the velocity to get it past a whole lot of major league hitters. So he's got to rely on that location, in and out, up and down, and that was perfect right there.
Gets on top of one here and chops it foul right at home plate. Swing and a miss on the fastball, and that's the first out. Time now for our starter comparison, and that tells the story. As you can see, neither guy able to get past 5 innings. Freddie Freeman will stride in. He singled in his last plate appearance. First pitch of the at-bat. And that misses, ball 1.
You got to make sure if you come inside, you come way inside. You leave it out a bit, he's liable to hit that thing in the 2nd deck.
And that pitch misses in the dirt, and it's 2-0 now.
And on 2-0, this is where he's the most dangerous up there. I know it's a fastball count, but I would maybe think about something else.
1 out, nobody on. Now a ball lined into left field. That's a base hit.
Didn't have a whole lot of choice there on 2-0. You had to go after him. But when you leave that ball out over the plate, this can be the result. That's what being patient and waiting for your pitch will get you.
Nick Markakis comes forward to bat again. He was the victim of a double play last time around.
Yeah, and it's always kind of tough returning to the dugout after rolling into a double play. So you know he wants to make up for that one right here.
From the belt, kicks and deals. And he'll try to crowd him there to start the at-bat. It's 1-0. A look here at the hits per side here in the late going. Runners on first with 1 down. Runners off for second. Swing and a liner. So he'll add 1 to his total as that falls in. He's got 3 hits in this one. And they'll have runners at the corners following the 1-out single.
And you know, some managers don't like to hit and run with left-handed hitters at the plate because there's always the chance that a left fielder with a shorter throw can still throw a runner out at third. But this works out perfectly as he gets into third safely.
Here's the catcher, Deoner Navarro. Check swing as he pops this one onto the right side. Ruff has to shade his eyes from the sun, but he stays with it for out number 2.
Now batting.
Yeah, and anytime you can get a guy like this to hit a ball like that, well, you know you've won the battle out there on the mound, and that was a good pitch.
In now is Andrelton Simmons, as he'll pick on the first pitch and hit a ground ball towards second. Throw to first is going to be in time, and the Braves rally comes up short as that's out number 3. 2 left for Atlanta. They still lead it, though, 10-5. Leading off the inning, Darren Ruff, and they'll need him to get something going here.
And he's already been on base 3 times in this ballgame, so let's see if he can do it one more time.
From the stretch. Inside with the fastball, it's 1-0. Can't get around quick enough, and that'll move the count to 1-1. A little behind on that swing, and now he'll try to shorten up maybe and protect the plate. Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. Toward the gap in right center. This is going to be a base hit, and he may take that big turn at first. The relay, and he's able to hustle his way up to second as he'll reach here with a 2-base hit.
Well, he made a great pitch on that 1-1 count to get it to 1-2, but then he tried to go right back to that same pitch, and this time the location is not nearly as good as the last one, and it's turned around for 2 bases.
Freddie Galvis will stand in now in what could be a real make-or-break situation.
And you think at this point you have to get something out of this inning. The further you get into that bullpen, the tougher it's going to be to claw back from this deficit.
Pause, now the pitch. And boy, a high strike called there. That's not all that consistent, but it's strike 1. And from that man's perch in the first base dugout, more of the same.
You know, I think the calls have gone both ways, but I bet you'd have a really hard time convincing him of that.
Outside for a ball, 1-1.
And I think they'd stay out there again, maybe for the rest of the at-bat.
He pulls this one into right. That's in there. Base hit. And they'll put the brakes on at third. Runners at the corners with nobody out.
It seemed like that lead was pretty comfortable coming into the inning, but he's given up a double and now a single here to the first 2 batters, so things aren't looking so safe anymore.
Luis Avilan will come on now in an awfully tough spot as there are 2 on here with nobody out. Here's Ben Revere as he'll take one up in the zone, but indeed in the strike zone for the first strike. Tough spot here for a left-handed hitter facing a guy that's exceptionally tough on lefties.
Yeah, you generally get so many at-bats against right-handed pitching. Now you're in a good RBI spot, and you're stuck facing a guy like this.
And he falls behind 0-2. And a changeup here, but that's taken low in the dirt for a ball.
Yeah, even though you've got a big lead, you don't want to give him a cheapie. That's a nice block right there.
skied in the air to straightaway left. Saunders is under it. And that's the first out of the inning. And he's just going to try to draw an airmailed throw as he heads back to third now with one away in the inning.
Yeah, that's just a wasted opportunity right there. No sense in trying to score on that ball. So he'll hold on at third with one out now.
Ben Zobrist ready for another at-bat now. He's 2 for 3 so far.
Yeah, and you can bet he'd love to get himself that third hit. Those are the kind of games that puts a little extra pep in your step.
He's set now to pitch. And a high strike to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1. And a breaking ball in the dirt that time for a ball. Runners are at first and third, one away. And this ball runs away for ball 2. 2-1.
That changeup away is his ground ball pitch. That's a good job to hold off.
All even now, 2-2. He's set. Here's the 2-2. Chop foul at the plate, and the count holds at 2-2. Changes up on him, but that's in the dirt for a ball.
Well, when you have a guy 2-2, you can throw something out of the zone, try and get him to chase, but when it's that far below the strike zone, it becomes a lot easier to lay off.
Full count here. Here comes the pitch. Hit hard on the ground to the right. And that is into right field. A base hit. Notch one in the score column as a runner from third crosses the plate.
Well, apparently, they still got a pulse here. A run is in to score on the base hit, and now, with another hit or two, they could really make this interesting.
Michael Franco will stand in to keep things going. And I don't know, Steve, is the comeback on?
Well, at the very least, I like that they're showing some character out there. You never want to go down without a fight, so they're going to make these final at-bats count.
Now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. Watches a fastball right there for strike one. Runners are at first and second with one away. Just a bit late, and he's fallen behind 0-2. Now the 0-2 pitch. Breaking pitch, and this bounces in front of the catcher.
That big curveball is not an easy one to take on an 0-2 count. That's a great job of holding on.
Line down the left field line. But this will be foul. Looking for the strikeout. Here's the 1-2. Now a 58-foot curveball that misses for a ball. Very weakly on the ground. A spin and a throw. Spin throw gets him at first. A great play there as runners do move up to second and third.
Yeah, sort of a protective swing there as he got on top of this baseball. But the net result is that at least he's able to move these other runners up 90 feet, albeit now with 2 outs.
Brandon Jordan is set to take some more swings. He homered back in the third inning.